Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, we'll log into OnwardVet and go through the steps to add a new client and patient. You'll log on at onwardvet.com. Just click on Customer Login. Each user has their own user ID and password. Users can be grouped so that different groups can be assigned different security levels in the system. For example, you might restrict the ability to change prices from some groups while allowing it for others. You can restrict access to certain financial reports, etc., so users are allowed to use parts of the system they need to accomplish tasks, but sensitive areas remain protected. Once you've successfully entered your username and password, you'll notice OnwardVet's clean and intuitive display. Another important note is that you can navigate the system using either the menus at the top or the buttons you see in the center of the page. Either way, the same options are available, but the menus appear throughout the system so you can easily jump from point to point in most cases without having to return to the home page. So let's get started. To add a new client, I can select Manage Client either from the menu or by clicking directly here on the Manage Client button. And then I select Add New Client. As you enter the client information, you'll notice some fields marked with an asterisk. This is common and indicates required information. Just enter the client name, how they prefer to receive communications, and how they heard about your practice. This is a required field, but note Other is one of the options in the drop-down list. Next is the client address. Note that even though both phone numbers are marked as required, it is perfectly acceptable to enter just one valid phone number. Email is highly recommended, as that is where all reminders will go. So these days, it is important to have an email on record. At this point, you can click on Save Client and add patient information, which leads to the next screen where you begin with the name of the patient. You can select the species from a drop-down list. For the breed, just put your cursor there in the field and start typing. OnwardVet will perform an instant search. Note that you should select the breed from the drop-down list once the desired choice appears. Next is gender, male, female, neutered, spayed, etc. For age, you have a couple of options. Either enter the age itself or the date of birth. If you enter the age, you'll see OnwardVet calculates a date of birth based on the age you enter. For this reason, if you enter age, once you're finished, click on the field after date of birth, since it's been calculated for you. Now, on the other hand, if you choose to enter the date of birth, you'll skip past the age fields and click in the date of birth field, and then a calendar appears. It is important to select year first, then month, and finally the day. Microchip and the other fields like weight and color are optional. So that's the basic information necessary to enter a new client, patient, and begin a patient visit. Now you have three options to finish the process. Save and check in saves all the information entered, and you can begin to check in this patient right now. Save and exit would be to save the information, but you'd need to check in this patient on their next visit. For example, if someone calls in and you enter all this information for a new client and patient, you'd save and exit here since you wouldn't be checking them in at that moment. The third option is add more details. If you look back at the top of the screen, you'll see there are several additional steps you can complete for the patient. Now, these are not required, but available if you wish to add more information, like a photo of the patient. In fact, if you're entering the information on an Android tablet, you can literally take a picture of the patient in real time. You can attach other documentation like X-ray photos or vaccination records from a referring vet. And you can see some of the other options as we move to the right. Just know that at any point in the process, you can always click Patient Check-in to save your changes and check the patient in. And that actually completes this video. Patient Check-in will be our next tutorial. Thanks for watching and using OnwardVet.